From Ashes, Chapter 17. The present. I don't bring flowers. Don't even think about it till I'm at her door. It would have been nice. Rachel would have liked it. I pushed the thought away. Flowers are too intense anyway for this date that was supposed to be just coffee. She comes to the door in a floor length sundress, bright orange flowers sprouting across it, a light sweater over her arms, hair twisted into some type of knot I could never correctly name. You look nice, I say, feeling again like I should have something to hand her across the threshold. Her apartment is a tiny thing, not studio. Somewhere inside, I hear music playing. She sees that I hear it. My roommate, she says, and I nod, surprised. It's not that it's a bad thing for her to have a roommate, just unexpected, something I hadn't had since my firefighter training. Suddenly, I hope I haven't asked out a 19-year-old. Should we go? It's an awkward sentence for that awkward moment of that awkward thing that is a first date. The awkwardness, I realize, even shines from both of our outfits, carefully chosen. From our scrubbed faces, clean nails. She steps past me, an awareness of me watching, though I'm also aware and trying not to watch. As she moves out of her door, I notice that she smells nice too. Not floral, but spicy, like fall. Maybe the awkwardness is worth it. I hurry down the stairs and grab her door. She slips in, seemingly unaware that I haven't had the car washed in ages, moves the kids' sunglasses from the seat. Oh, sorry about that. They're cute, she says. I'm sure they look great on you. She smiles, and it's nice. I feel my shoulders start to relax. As I walk around the car, I tap in the address for the chocolate bar. It brings up a name that isn't Remy's, a place that looks more like a burger joint than a chocolate shop. I don't know why, but I don't mention it to her when I get in the car. I figure we'll wind up where we wind up and work it out from there. Maybe one of the numbers is off. No biggie. I should have mentioned it. She stands in front of the restaurant like a patient in shock. I touch her shoulder gently, trying to nudge her out of it. So I say, burgers? She attempts a smile, but it's crooked. A smile I've seen before on women when they're trying not to cry, like their lipstick got a little melty. Probably just a number of the address off, I say. Or maybe it's south instead of north. Should we drive down the street and look for it? No, she says, her voice a little crooked too. She clears her throat. This is the place. I recognize the building and that empty lot over there. I guess I just didn't think to check if Remy's was still there. I walk to the door and she freezes. Well, I say, stopping, we could get a burger. Maybe they even have good chocolate shakes. Not sure how I could have done something so stupid, she says, still not stepping forward. I shrug. We've done stuff like that. Who doesn't think to check something like that, she says, and this time it's like she's talking to herself and not to me. Chocolate shakes, I prod. She snaps herself out of it. Sure, if you're hungry. She smiles, but it's the type of smile that looks like she's trying to be brave, not like she really wants to go in. And here I find myself confronted with a choice. A choice I haven't made since marriage. A choice I haven't always made correctly. One, ignore that wobbly smile, go in, get some food, probably have a decent time. Two, pay attention, see what she wants to do, maybe find out why. Or we could go somewhere else. Her smile relaxes. Sure, that could be fun. It could, I say, looking at her. There's a museum, she adds. I don't think it's far. I nod, and then she laughs. Of course, I haven't exactly proven myself super trustworthy in the memory department, so maybe we should check. I pull out my phone. This time she's nailed it. A sculpture museum is just a few miles away. I click the map on my phone. Done, I say. Let's go. If you really had your heart set on food, she adds, casting a backward glance at the burger place, we could go. I don't think I was the one with my heart set on something, but I don't say that. No, this will be fun. Though I'm not sure I've ever gone to an art museum, much less a sculpture museum, in my life. The sculptures increase in size as you go through. They start seriously with ones as small as your fingernail and just keep growing. They're made from things around the city, she tells me, junk. We both pause to gaze at a giraffe made from coffee cans, rusty trowels, and broken terracotta pots. The plaque titles it Savannah Regrown. Where do people get the junk? I asked, walking slightly closer, catching her gingery scent in the breezes of our movement. Well, a lot of it is found items, she says, and I nod like this isn't a new artsy concept to me. And at this point, the city will often donate things. Builders and people will call the museum and offer the stuff they have, see if any of the artists can use it. And can they, I ask? She shrugs. I'm sure there's too much trash in a city this size for it to all get used, but it's still a nice gesture and provides the artists with plenty of free materials. I take it you've been here more recently than the chocolate bar. For a minute, I think it was a mistake to bring up the wrong place thing again, but then she smiles. Good observation. I haven't been to Remy's since I was a kid, 11 or so maybe, but I started coming here on the weekends about a year ago. They change out some of the art every month, so I would take the bus the first Saturday of every month. At least I did for about 6 months. Then life got busy. Busy, I asked. Yeah, she says, as we look at a replica of Godzilla made entirely from bolts. I started school, night classes. Cool, I say. What are you studying? Well, right now it's just general ed stuff. She didn't answer the question. I don't press. A cityscape rises up one wall. I cock my head to the side, trying to figure out what city it is. She does a similar thing. It's not Louisville, she says. Not New York either, I add. Chicago? I ask. No idea, she says. The plaque doesn't even bother to give us a hint, which makes me wonder if it's a real city at all. Whatever it is, it's made from plastic. Bottles of all sorts, yogurt containers, grocery bags, vegetable wrappings, all melted and soldered together into a bumpy mass of buildings. It's labeled simply consume. Well, that's cheerful, I say. At least it's not made from dead sea turtles, she adds, though we definitely consume too much. Maybe I should rethink my candy jar. No, I say with mock melodrama. She laughs and our hands brush as we walk through the double doors leading to the outdoor gardens. So hold on, I say, thinking about candy. Even though you've come here so much and it's close to where Remy's was, you never stopped off at the chocolate bar? She shrugs. It's better with people, and I always came here alone, so no, I guess I didn't. I taste the slightest hint of smoke in her words, not for me, but for something else. There's a story under it, a fire about to light, but she's not willing to drop the match. Look at this, she says. An enormous bicycle made from abandoned and broken bicycles rises up almost a story above our heads. Whoa. The best part is on the other side, she adds, taking my arm and pulling me around. Her hand isn't exactly soft, the tips of the fingers a little rough, and I notice that they're knobby, but they've got a solid, strong feel that I can't help but enjoy. At the rear of the enormous sculpture is a ladder you can climb to the top. Is it stable? I ask. I've gone up every time. She gathers up her dress, tightening it around her legs, and begins to climb. At the top, the sculptor has positioned several old bike seats so that people can sit. Nora settles down, and I follow suit, legs out, dangling over the edge. Below us, a few other people wander through the sculpture garden. I'm surprised more people don't come here, I say. Yeah, she responds. It deserves more attention, but I have to admit that one of the things I like about it is that it doesn't get too many people, which is selfish of me now that I'm saying it out loud. Makes sense, though, I reply. It's a good place to think. What are you thinking about? She asks. The honest truth is that I'm feeling more things right now than I'm thinking, and all those feelings are clumped together in a confusing way. So I lie. Well, sort of. I guess it must be one of the things I'm thinking since I come up with it. Just thinking about how you said you're taking classes at night. What for? English, math, general ed, she says. That's what you said earlier, but what's your aim? Or are you just learning to learn or something? Well, that would be cool of me, but no, she says. I guess long game, I'd like to be an engineer. I'm not sure why it surprises me with the car shop and all, but something about the dress full of orange flowers, the museum, the love affair with a chocolate bar, I'd pinned her as an artist. And in a moment of candor, I say so. But don't you see, she laughs, engineering is art. It's putting things together to create something new. The only difference is that the art of engineering has function, not just form. The sun has just started to get serious about setting, its color deepening as it fattens, sinking through the clouds. The clouds seem to part for the sun, pinking up on one side, and for a minute I'm amazed at the serendipity of it. Here we are, sitting on an enormous bike, watching the sun drop through candied clouds, when we had been planning to stuff our faces with chocolate all night long. I'm sorry about Remy's, I say, but I'm really glad we came here. It is pretty amazing, she replies. And for several minutes, we just sit there, neither of us saying anything. Was it just a few hours ago that I was worrying about flowers and awkward hellos? It seems impossible. Our heads tip toward each other, and I almost think she is going to lean her cheek on my shoulder when the intercom blares. The museum will be closing in 15 minutes. Please make your way to the nearest exit. Oh, yeah, she says with a sigh. They close early on Saturdays so they can host events. I guess they've got to make money somehow, I reply. Neither of us moves to make our way to the nearest exit, though. The sun sags against the horizon. The clouds flare like someone lit them on fire, red and orange and living. They're like flames, I say, capturing the light, she adds. Her hand is close to mine, and I almost take it when a couple walks beneath us. The sun sinks another inch, and the clouds dull. We better go, she says. Don't want to upset the security guy. He's really cranky. She smiles a little wickedly, and for the first time, I hear a little deep Kentucky in her accent and wonder which part of the state she's from. Ladies first, I say. No, you go. You're closer, and I'll have to scooch in front of you. It won't be very ladylike either way. I shimmy down the ladder as quickly as I can. Wow, she says, you're like a spider or something. Yeah, well, ladders and I have a history. She doesn't ask what I mean. She's too focused on wrapping the dress around her legs and making her way down. This outfit seemed like a better idea when I thought we'd be eating chocolate. Well, who knew we'd spend the evening climbing a building sized bicycle? I ask. Her foot slips on a rung near the bottom, and I reach up to hold her waist. You good? I ask. Yeah, she says, hopping over the final rung and landing nicely on her feet, just a few inches from me. It makes me sweat. The intercom buzzes again. 5 minutes until closing. Please find the nearest door and exit the building. Uh-oh, I say, grabbing her hand before I can think about it. It's just what I would have done with Gabby, but so different. Better run. We hurry back into the building and out a side door with a big arrow pointing to it. When we reach the parking lot, I'm still holding her hand, and she only just seems to notice. We hold the position in a little freeze, back to a bit of the awkwardness, now with a bit of heat. And then her strong fingers lace through mine, committing to the hold. You up for some food? I ask, then quickly add, not at the burger place, somewhere else. Sure, she says. How long have you got your sitter? For a second, I don't know what she means. Oh, Gabby. Well, the sitter is my sister, so long enough to get some food. She smiles, and I notice again how straight her teeth are, how white and square. I lean in, just a little, too straight. The top two teeth have been replaced. I want to ask her what happened, some accident, maybe as a kid. I personally chipped one of mine once on a call, so I know the look. But I also know it would embarrass Nora if I ask, mortify her that I notice. So I walk to the car, touching her waist just once to point her in the right direction. I'm surprised at the end of the night when she ends up with a vanilla shake, not a drop of chocolate anywhere. Maybe the loss of Remy's is still a little too close. She leaves me that night, not with a kiss, but a sweet sideways hug. I pull her in all the way. Warm, soft curves connected to the rest of her angular, muscular body. A heat rises up my center. I pull back, swallowing. I'd really like to call you again, I say. I'd really like to answer.